Hey guys, welcome back to General Manager Games. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to... I'm recording this video the morning after the shooting, the school shooting in Texas, so... if I don't sound quite as enthused as I normally am, that's why. I'm not going to get into the political end of it. Just, if you pray, keep those families in your prayer. If you don't pray, just wish good things for those families. And yeah, let's get to some baseball. So, I came back before the season was over, so that indicates that we are in the postseason hunt, and in fact we are. You can see we are 78 and 75. We are a half game out of the wild card race right now, just a half game behind the Chicago Cubs. We have 8 games remaining, 9 games remaining. 3 are against the first place San Diego Padres. The final 6 are against the last place San Francisco Giants, while the Cubs have Pittsburgh and Cincinnati on the schedule. So we have the first place Padres for 3, then the last place Giants for 6, and they have the 2 worst teams in the NL Central to face over the final 9. So, yeah, we're a half game out. It's been... we were really good in August. You can see we're 17 and 10 in August. Things have fallen off significantly here in September as we've dropped to 4 and 8. I think we were like 2.5 games up in the wild card, or 2 games up in the wild card, or something like that. And it just sort of fell apart. But we still got time. We just have to make some hay here against the best team in the National League. So yeah, let's just get to it. Let's just get to it and see how the rest of this regular season goes. Will we be doing our first postseason, or will we be going right to the offseason? Let us see. Game number 1. That's not good. So we'll see where we are after this series. Hopefully we can take at least... There we go. I was going to say, hopefully we can take at least 1 out of 3 against the Padres. We win this one 5-2. Merrifield, a couple of hits. Nick Allen and Brady House both homer. Kumar Rocker. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. Kumar Rocker picks up his 11th win of the year. It's 11-9 with a 3.49 ERA, but that's not the cool thing. Cool thing is this. Kumar Rocker, back on the 13th of August, pitched a no-hitter against the Los Angeles Angels. We won 1-0 on a home run by Marcelo Zuna in the 8th inning. Rocker just 1 walk away from a perfect game. He walked Akil Baddoo, and that was it. 108 pitches, the perfect game for Kumar Rocker. So that was our first no-hitter in a long, long time in out-of-the-park baseball. So that's very cool. So let's see if we can take the series against San Diego. We do. We win 3-1. So 2 huge wins there. Julio Lujan had a 3-run home run in the 4th. Rodriguez goes 4 1/3. He's out with back tightness, but the bullpen comes in, does their job. So where are we in? We're tied with the Cardinals and the Cubs now for the wild card lead. Let's see what happens. I think our game is played before theirs, so let's see what happens there. No, okay, so we're all 80 and 76. So we now have 6 games against the last place San Francisco Giants. So if we don't make the postseason, it is entirely on us. Let's see how it goes. Just thinking about it. 10-6 wins, so that's 3 straight victories for us. Julio Lujan goes 4 for 4. We get home runs from Lujan and Brady House, whose average is climbing. He's up to $1.99. You can remember he was hitting like 160 or something like that when we first called him up. Yeah, he hit 130 in July, 180 in August. He's up to 310 here in September. So having a nice end of the regular season for us gives us hope that he will be a solid contributor going forward. Tyler Mahle gives up 5 and 3, but the bullpen comes back and does a nice job. Only gives up 1 earned run in 6 innings. So 81 and 76. We'll check where we are after 3 games, where we are in the playoff race. After today's game and tomorrow's game. A 2-1 win in 10 innings. Huge extra inning victory for the Diamondbacks. Whit Merrifield, 3 for 3. I'm so glad we brought him in this season. I don't know that he's going to be able to reproduce this next season. I mean, I doubt he'd be able to reproduce this next season. It's his best season since, 2021. He was really good in 2021. And then the new save started and he kind of went sideways, but he's had a really good year for us. 2 hits and an RBI for Trevino. Taylor goes 5, gives up 1 unearned. And after this game, we'll see where we stand in the wild card race. So we go for 5 straight victories here. And we get it. Another extra inning win. 2-1 in 13 innings this time. Merrifield 2 for 6 with an RBI. Brady House with an RBI. Logan Webb goes 6, gives up 1 run. The bullpen was outstanding. 4, 5, 6, 7 shutout innings of 1-hit baseball by our bullpen. So let's see where we are. We are a game up on the Marlins, who are a game up on the Cubs. So we are 2 games up, which means I believe we have a magic number of 2. Is that correct? Magic number of 2? Let's see. Oh, I suppose just go to the National League. Yep, magic number of 2. I was right. Okay. So we have a magic number of 2. So if we can take 2 out of 3 here against San Francisco, doesn't matter what the Cubs do. So let's see what happens in game number 1. A 4-1 victory. Sorry. 4-1 victory. So Alek Thomas, couple of hits and RBI. Tommy La Stella with an RBI. Kumar Rocker with another 6 innings of shutout baseball, lowering that ERA to 3.36. So magic number of 1 unless the Cubs lost. The Cubs did not lose. So we have a magic number of 1. So we just need to win one of our last 2 games. Cubs need to lose one of their last 2 games, and we clinch our first playoff spot. And we clinch our first playoff spot. We have a 7-game winning streak. We score a run in the 9th inning. An RBI by Tommy La Stella. Rodriguez goes 6 shutout. Holloway picks up the win. And guys, we have clinched our very first postseason with the Diamondbacks in our 4th year, 85 and 76. Let's go ahead and sim this final game. '85 and 77 is our final record. We make the postseason. Congratulations to me and my Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, awesome. So let's take a look at the stats. And I'm going to pause real quick, and then we're going to get to the postseason. So from an offensive perspective, it wasn't a great year. I mean, honestly, our offense wasn't terrific. We have some pieces. Julio Lujan followed up his rookie campaign with an even better second season. 3.7 WAR last year, 4.7 this year. Raised the average 50 points, the on-base percentage 25, the slugging about 70 points. His OPS was up over 120 points, had a really, really good season. Whit Merrifield was second on the team in WAR. Again, I don't think he's going to replicate that next season, but as a nice backup piece in case he doesn't. Jordan Lawler had a really difficult start to the season, but ended up putting together a pretty solid overall season. Jose Trevino gave us what we needed. 1 WAR, he was fine. Tommy La Stella, another backup with a good season. Alek Thomas was a bit of a disappointment, and his ratings have started to drop. So this may be something we look to move in the offseason, but that's a problem for another day. Kyle Greer doing, Kyle Greer things, hitting just enough and providing very good defense in the outfield. Guy Garibay, 250, 342, 437 in his rookie campaign. Looking forward to what he brings to the table next season. Nick Allen, primarily through his defense. Brady House, 0.7 WAR in 81 games. Again, he's going to provide a lot of power. He's not going to hit for a high average, but he's fine in that role. He's good defensively. So looking forward to that. Marcelo Zuna, another midseason acquisition who did really well for us. Hit really well against lefties, 919 OPS, 148 OPS plus, so really good in that left-handed spot. Kyle Huckstorf was really the only other player who provided any power for us. We do need to add some power to this team next year. So that'll be something we target in the offseason. And then Antonio Gomez, we traded for midway through the season, was a pretty solid backup catcher. Our pitching, which has been a sore spot really since the beginning, kind of flourished this year. Logan Webb, Andrew Taylor, Kumar Rocker, all really, really good. Kumar Rocker only two WAR. Put up a 124 ERA plus. Maybe walked a few too many, but overall had a great season. Logan Webb had his best season for us. Andrew Taylor, really, really solid rookie campaign. Chris Rodriguez bounced back really nicely after having just an absolutely atrocious start to his season. June, July, and August. 5-5. Record wasn't great, but an ERA right around 4, which is... and maybe even less than that, actually, which is pretty good. It was just so bad the first couple months of the year. Camilo Doval had an outstanding season, 2 WAR out of a bullpen arm. Jordan Holloway was 7-1. He was great. Yeah, we did a lot of, I think, good things to improve our bullpen down the stretch, bringing in Gratterall and Cousins, and then bringing in Edison Batista as well. So we did a lot to improve our bullpen. Any minor leaguers we want to look at? Cuero will be up next season. Hit 18 home runs in AAA. Tamar Johnson, 264, 353, 337. Is never going to hit for a lot of power, but he will likely be up as our starting second baseman next season. We might start him in AAA depending on the ratings increase between now and the beginning of next season. Drew Jones was our first overall draft pick. Not develop. I mean, he's developing slowly. He had a good year in high A ball. But I don't know that he's ever going to hit enough to be a full-time major leaguer. We'll see. Tony Blanco, we're going to have to put him on the 40-man this year. I'm not crazy about that, but, we'll do what we got to do. And yeah, so it is time for the postseason. We'll get up to the playoffs begin. And who are we playing? We'll see who we're playing, and then I got to pause real quick. So, what am I doing? Playoffs begin. Why? Oh, there must be a playoff game. There must be a playoff game for... All right, guys, I'm going to pause. When I come back, we'll set our playoff roster, and we will get to the first playoff games in our playthrough. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. This video may be a little choppy. I got some stuff going on at work today that is likely to require my attention, but I wanted to make sure I got this taken care of. So I apologize if there are a lot of cuts in them. I'll try to make them as I guess, precise as possible and have them make sense. All right. Yeah, so we just have to sim, I guess, because apparently there is a playoff game. There we go. So the Pirates beat Miami and clinched the wild card. So we're taking on the Dodgers. So Trevor Bauer, James Paxton, and Walker Buehler in their 3 games. Let's... make sure we have the right players on our postseason roster. For some reason, it's taken Huckstorf off the roster. We're going to remove Molly. Put Huckstorf back out there. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Kimbrel can be off the 40-man as well, or off the postseason roster as well. So we're going to go with... I'm going to go with a 3-man rotation of Webb, Rocker, and Taylor. Rodriguez will be middle relief. And we're going to lean heavily on the bullpen here. We are going to lean super heavily on what was a dominant bullpen this season. So Stopper, 7th or later. Batista used more often. Jordan Holloway used more often. I think we can leave everybody else as is. Let's go into strategy and let's drop the hook down some. Do the same thing with Rocker and Taylor. That way, if they don't have it, they don't have it, and we can get them out of the game before it becomes a problem. Lineups, Huckstorf, I don't know why he's not out there. He needs to be out there as a DH. If the starter's tired, actually, we're just going to go, we're going to do it like this. If starter tired, our backup center fielder will be Huckstorf, but that's going to be never, and that's going to be never. We go over to left against lefties. Huckstorf in again. Put Greer in as the backup. Greer in as the backup. Never. If starter tired. And if starter tired. All right. So we are ready to go, and we are going to be taking on the 91 and 71 Los Angeles Dodgers, best offense in the National League. Their starters were not particularly good, and they had the second best bullpen. Second, I believe, only to us. Yeah, we had the best bullpen in the National League. They had the second best bullpen in the National League. We had the 9th best starters ERA. They had the 10th best starters ERA. So our pitching staff is slightly better than theirs. Their offense, look at that lineup, man. Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Andy Pages, Joey Gallo, Miguel Vargas, Gavin Lux, Will Smith, Cody Bellinger bats 9th for that lineup. Okay, well, let's, I guess, get to some postseason baseball. Hopefully we get more than 3 games in. Let's go ahead and save. I'm really happy. I mean, we ended up, we had a good season. We need to add, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but our focus in the offseason is likely to be our offense. I think we did a nice job rehabbing our pitching staff. I still ultimately would like to add another legit starter to this. Webb, Rocker, and Taylor look a whole lot better if they're your 2, 3, 4 rather than your 1, 2, 3. But yeah, we're going to need to do something about our offense. But that's not a problem for right now. That's a problem for hopefully 3 series from now. All right, Logan Webb against Trevor Bauer here in Game 1. Is a 6-1 loss. Betts, Gallo, and Vargas all homer. Only run of the game knocked in by Lujan. Unfortunately, I feel like this could be a quick series for us, which kind of sucks, but, you know, playoff experience is playoff experience. Game number 2 in LA. Kumar Rocker against Walker Buehler. And we are knocked out in 2. We lose 10-6. Not a surprise. We were actually up in this one 6-3, but a 7-run 7th inning. 5 unearned runs off Camilo Doval in the 7th inning. We get a home run from Lujan. They get a home run from Lux. And our season is over after 2 quick postseason games. So I'm going to go ahead and sim through the end of the postseason. And we'll get to the offseason. A very important offseason for the Diamondbacks here in just a minute. Be right back. All right, we're back. It is the offseason. We got swept in our first ever postseason attempt, I guess, if you will. The World Series champions are the San Diego Padres. They defeated the Seattle Mariners in an all-West Coast World Series. That would suck for the people out east. A whole lot of 10:30 and 11 o'clock start times in that World Series. But you can see the Dodgers who defeated us 2-0, lost to the Brewers in 5. The Padres beat the Braves, who beat the Pirates Padres beat the Brewers in 5. In the American League, the Mariners defeated the Angels. Twins defeated the Guardians in the wild card. Mariners took out the Astros in 4. Red Sox beat the Twins in 5. The Mariners beat the Red Sox in 5. So the Padres and the Mariners. And we are into the offseason. So a lot to do. First bit of bad news, Asa Lacy is now out for the next 15 months. My guess is we will just DFA him depending on if he's still making the minimum. If he's still making the minimum, we'll hold on to him. But if he was ARB eligible, I would have moved on at that point. So season goals, we made the playoffs. He's disappointed we didn't sign German Marquez long term. He's happy that we brought in Marcelo Zuna. Our budget is $120 million, which means we have a little bit of money to play with. That number can potentially increase if, if we save some money in arbitration. Our contract is extended. We lost our team trainer and our first base coach. So we will look into that. Top 100 prospects. We have number 10, John Araujo. Injured list is now 19 days. Chinese Professional Baseball League. He looks okay. We need a first base coach and a trainer. We'll also look at scouts. Actually, let's go here. Look at our personnel, or staff roles, rather. So we need somebody who is good at catching and outfield. It's kind of what we're looking for, I think. So let's do that. Available personnel. Base coach, coach ratings. Catcher and outfield, I think is what I said, right? We want someone who's willing to be our base coach. Serafin Rodriguez. Let's do that. Let's go to trainers now. Trainer ratings. Team trainer and prevention. Always looking for prevention. And there aren't a lot of good ones in here. I guess we go Jorge Guzman short term. He's good at prevention and fair at everything else. So let's see if we can sign him to a short term deal. Like, let's sign him to a 2-year deal. That way, if we have to fire him, we won't take on a ton of money. Let's go and look at scouts. Highly favored tools. Yeah, Leo Garcia is just favored tools. I want someone who's highly favored tools if we're going to make a move off of our scout. So let's quickly now, let's look at waivers. Before we get into arbitration or anything like that, let's look at waivers. Estevan Machado. He looks okay, but he's not going to replace... Brady House at third. JT Schwartz, no. Christian Franklin looks okay. What about pitchers? We don't really need any pitchers. Yeah, there's not really much here. Maybe we could take a run at somebody, but not a whole lot to look at. So I think now it's arbitration time. All right, so Kyle Grill only wants 1.4. He wants a long-term contract. I don't want to give him a long-term. I'll give him 3 years. But something like that. Okay, that's fine. 3 years, $7 million to be our backup outfielder. That seems like a pretty solid deal. Matt Manning, yeah, we're going to let him walk. Jordan Holloway wants 1.36, so 1.3. I'll get to Nick Allen. I see him. I'll get to him in a second. I just am unsure what I want to do with him at this point. Gratterall wants 2.4, so we can offer him 2.3. Caleb Freeman wants 1.3, so 1.250. Hopefully we can get some fan interest bumps from some of these guys, because we are going to take hits letting at least Kimbrel go. He's very popular. I don't know about Azuna. He's just popular. And Trevino is also going as well, but we won't take a fan interest bump there. Doval wants 1.68, so we can offer him 1.6. Jake Cousins wants 1.3. I'm fine with that. 1.250. Get to Rodriguez in a second. Rocker only wants 126. And Balazovic wants 1.2. I don't know if he's going to talk to us. Oh, he will. Okay. 1.6. Nick Allen. Yeah, I mean, 0.7 WAR. He's a captain. He's still pretty good defensively. We can bring him back at 1.05. Seems like a good value for a backup middle infielder who's got captain potential. And then Chris Rodriguez wants 4.2. I'm fine offering him 4. I'm banking on him being better. I'm banking on him being the pitcher he was in the second half rather than the pitcher that he was in the first half. I had a hoodie on. Had to take that off. All right, so we got Kimbrel, Ozuna, and Trevino, who are pending free agents. We're not going to offer any of them the qualifying offer. Maley can go away. Jason Guzman, I think we can let walk. And nobody there that I particularly want to bring back, I don't think. Nope. I do want to go to salaries, however. And are there any players that we want to DFA? So Matt Manning's going to go away. In fact, we can designate him right now just to get that money away. Caleb Garibay. No. I think the time is right to DFA Mr. Yerzy. Actually, I want to see if anybody wants him. I also want to see if anybody wants Vukovic, who's apparently hurt. Is there anybody else in AAA that we want to try to move? That's not AAA. De Los Santos we want to try to move. I have this set on starting pitchers, which is not necessarily what I wanted to do, but that's fine. We'll take a look at the starting pitchers first. Harrison Dubois. Changeup isn't... Not really a starting pitcher with the changeup. If the changeup was a little better, I'd consider that. Let's go to all players. Yeah, I mean, there's some interest. Are any of these players any good, though? I guess that's the big question. Gilberto Celestino, no. Xavier Warren. Corey Collins looks like a decent backup catcher. Napchik, Christian Napchik, not really a shortstop. Ryan Kreidler, no. Jacob Berry, no. None of these players are any better than Vukovic, so it makes more sense just to keep Vukovic in the minors. Nasim Nunez is really good defensively, but we have Ondina, who we picked up at the trade deadline. Here's Dubois again. There's JT Schwartz, who was just on waivers. Well, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of interest there. I do want to see, because his ratings have dropped, I want to see what sort of interest there is in Alec Thomas before his contract starts to get too expensive. Not a whole lot. What if we retain a little bit? Actually makes it worse, which is weird. And I don't want to make another deal with the... Ooh, I don't necessarily want to make another deal with the Padres or another team in our division. So let's try the old trick where we bump that up and then kind of work backwards and see what we can get that way. We could pick up Grayson Rodriguez. He looks decent. Victor Vodnik, ground ball pitcher. He's listed as... I wish those were his ratings as a starter. That would be outstanding. A lot of relievers here. A lot of relievers, as anticipated. That's usually what you get when you make these offers. Edison Pereira, no. Casey Mize, he's 28. Has not developed. I've always loved MJ Melendez. The power and the captain and the catcher and everything else. And but I think our catching situation is okay. We're going to have Gomez and then Caro coming up next season. Oh, Mitch Spence. I like him. Said he's got bad platoon splits. He doesn't really. He's not quite as good against lefties, but that's what you expect out of a righty. Kind of like the idea of Mitch Spence bringing in another starting pitcher and then attacking free agency to try to get some hitters. Liberatore, no. All right, let's talk to the Yankees about moving on from Alek Thomas. Again, problem is he's incredibly popular. Spence is unknown. Logan, Webb. I mean, I'd give you Balazovic. Throw in Yerzy. Yeah, I think we're starting to get to too. They're starting to get to too much here. I like the idea of bringing in Mitch Spence. So can we make that work without? Yeah, we have no player that can make that work just from a. Well, they liked Balazovic, so what if we start with Balazovic? Okay, so we can make this work. So Balazovic, they also liked Vukovic. And then, who else did they like? You want Ethan Small? That actually makes it worse. Yerzy? All right, let's just try it like this and see if we can make that work. But I have a feeling, let's look at, what do we have for potential free agents? I mean, but I guess before I move, Verdugo, before we move Alek Thomas, we should see what's going to be out there in free agency, right? Because trading him and then not having anybody to replace him with seems like a bad idea. And it doesn't look like there's a ton in free agency. So I think maybe we hang on to him and spend what we have. Because there's not a lot of high-end free agents out there. So we'll get to we'll get up to free agency. And I will we'll go over the award ceremonies, and then we will get on to the offseason. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, we're back. It is the start of free agency. Let's take a look at the awards. I just gave up on the deal with the Yankees. I couldn't make it work without giving up a pitcher, frankly, that is better than Mitch Spence, and it's just not something I was prepared to do. AL Gold Glove winners, you can see him there. National League, any Diamondbacks. Julio Lujan won the Gold Glove out in right field. AL Reliever of the Year, Taylor Rogers of the Mariners. And in the NL, Fitz Stadler of the Pirates. Duvall finished 4th. Platinum Stick or Silver Slugger award winners in the American League. You can see them there. DH Ohtani in the National League. Nope. No Arizona Diamondbacks there. Rookie of the Year in the AL, Zach DeZenzo, 37 home runs. And in the National League, Fadriel Cruz. So that Juan Soto deal just continues to bite us in the backside. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Manager of the year in the AL, Parker Dalton for Houston, and in the NL, Lewis Boyd of the Padres. Garrett Whitlock is your Cy Young Award winner in the American League, and in the National League, Alexander Corniel of the Brewers, who also had Kendall Williams and Corbin Burns in the top 10. We had Doval and Webb up there. AL batter or MVP, Shohei Ohtani, and in the NL, Juan Soto. So the award ceremony, not good for your Arizona Diamondbacks, but we will deal with it. International free agent signing, there is one, and he is good. Jordan Aguilar. I don't want to spend a ton of money because we got a little, with ratings being low on it or average on him, we have a tendency to maybe get a little bit burned. So we don't, I mean, there's not a position that we absolutely need, right? Like there's not a position that if we don't have, we won't have a starter kind of thing. We have starters at every position. We're set at first. We're set at second. We are set at third. We are set in right. I mean, I guess technically we could, again, Alek Thomas's ratings have dropped, so we're going to try to move him here again. So now we get Kiriloff and Alcantara. I mean, Alex Kiriloff, $11 million in arbitration. He was a negative WAR player last year because of his defense. But where did they play him? It had to have been because of his defense, right? No, they played him in left. He was below average in left, and he was slightly above average in right. So I guess offensively, he just wasn't that good. What if we extend this out to veterans? Can bring in Giolito on an obnoxious contract. What if we retain 35%? It gives us some other options anyway. Brewers will give us Tyone. They will give us Alvaro Arriaga, who looks like a pretty decent player, but he lacks drive and he's no Einstein. So basically, he's a dum-dum. The Yankees. I mean, can we get back to this potentially? Nope. Okay. Zach Peak, Yarbrough. So similar deals to what was offered up last time, right? Victor Vodnik on the list, making the minimum. But again, he's a reliever with the 40 stamina, as is the guy from the Yankees, Spence. He's really, I mean, he's got 40 stamina, so he's really a reliever too. I mean, there's just not much here. Not much here. What if we just do all batters? That change things up at all? Palacios. No. Lugo's no good. He's no good. Looks like we might just have to run with Alek Thomas and just do what we can do around that, because nobody seems to want him right now. Hopefully his ratings rebound. You know, that doesn't always happen, but he's only 25. He's coming off of 2 really good years, so I'm going to hope that last year was the aberration. So let's take a look at free agency and see what options we have. So Jung-Hoo Lee is on there, but he wants a lot of money, $20 million. So the fact that we're paying Alek Thomas like $5 this year to give us almost the same thing, I guess, is probably good news. Starling Marte. I was just looking at contact. Who's got the best eye? Vogelbach. Bring him in. I mean, he's Not really popular. If it was popular, I'd consider it. Could bring in Schwarber, who's now a free agent. Let's look at that pitcher. I'm afraid of getting a scouting report on him and then missing out. So, I mean, how long is the scouting report? 3 weeks. What does he want? He only wants 1 year. So what if we gave him a major league contract, like a 3-year major league contract at... Yeah, I mean, if he would take 3 years at $7.5 million, I would be okay with that. Even if his ratings were closer to that, a ground baller with elite stamina and elite control at $2.5 million feels like a decent deal. Let's look at... Yeah, let's look at this. So Kopech is a comp pick, so we won't offer him anything. Radon wants $21 million. It's significantly more, than he wanted last year with us. We don't really need any more bullpen help. If we can get Aguilar, I will be happy with that from a pitching perspective. From a hitting perspective, bring in Tommy Edman to play second base for us. He's very good defensively, but again, we have a second baseman. We're better off trying to find a shortstop to replace Nick Allen. That's our biggest area of need. Do we have anybody else that we want to call up? Calderon can probably stand to be called up. Oh, that's right. We got Tamar Johnson. Well, Tamar Johnson's going to be our starting second baseman, or will he be our starting shortstop? We got Lawler, who is a 55, 65, 60, 65. Tamar Johnson's a 50, 70, 60, 70. Probably makes more sense to put Johnson at second and put Lawler at short. That probably makes more sense. Lawler would be slightly below average at short with that range, but I think that makes more sense. So what exactly... I mean... I guess just a bat, right? I mean, who's our DH? Huckstorf. I would rather have Huckstorf be our backup outfielder than be our everyday designated hitter. So just a bat. Who's the best bat we can get with the money we have that won't bankrupt us? So Kyle Tucker's a comp pick. Perez, no. I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee's not a bad option, but not for $20 million. Cronenworth can play first, second, third, and short. And guys, hang on just a minute. I gotta step away again. All right, sorry about that, guys. I think our target is Brandon Lowe. I don't know if it's Lowe or Lowe. We're gonna call him Lowe. Brandon Lowe played last season with St. Louis, put up a 728 OPS 2 years ago in Tampa, hit a .197 with 28 home runs, hit 36 home runs back in 2023. My hope is that, and it's going to be a short-term deal. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it's not going to work at all. Maybe we can do something like this. Maybe he'll take 3 years, 2 team options, and we'll do 10. And my guess is probably not. Um, 10, 12, and then 2 team options at 13. My guess is he probably doesn't like that. Yeah, he doesn't like that. So he's come down to 5 years. So can we get down to 4? And do 2 team options, or does he just not want the team options? Okay, so he will do this. 2 years at basically 4 years at $44 million. It's a 2-year deal at $22 million. Maybe we can pick up a hitter there. He and Huckstorf can split their time in the outfield and at DH, and we'll see how that goes. So if we can get Aguilar and Lowe, I think it's a pretty solid deal for us. So let's sim ahead. And we may still try to trade. Oh, I forgot about Osalacy. We may still try to trade Alec Thomas. We'll see what happens at the winter meetings. As we sim forward again. Yeah, those award ceremonies, man, that was rough, as Juan Soto was the MVP, and the Rookie of the Year is the player we gave up to get Juan Soto. I mean, I guess we got Brady House out of the deal, so we do have our starting third baseman. Hopefully Brady can hit enough to make it worth it. Yeah. So still no word. But if we can get that pitcher at $2.5 million for 3 years, I think that's a pretty solid deal to give us another starting pitcher. We heard any. So Aguilar likes the deal. Let's see what our scout comes back with in a couple of weeks. Hall of Fame voting. Abreu, Beltran. Abreu's not going to make it. Beltran probably will eventually. Cologne. Helton. King Felix. Andrew Jones isn't going to make it, but he should. Dustin Pedroia because Dustin Pedroia. Manny because Manny. Scott Rowland. And Sabathia. Oh, shoot, we got Ichiro on there. So who comes off? I mean, taking Pedroia off makes the most sense, but I'm going to take Andrew Jones off because he's not going to get in. So we will vote Ichiro, and we will submit that ballot. Now we're going to sim ahead to the winter meetings, and we'll see what, if anything, comes from an Alec Thomas potential move. I think he's, 5, 10, and 10 the next 2 years, or 10, 15, and 20? I think 10, 15, and 20 the next 3 seasons. So, good post. I mean, the fact that we made the postseason is obviously a plus for the first time in our, whatever it is, our 4th season, our 5th season. Made the postseason. Hopefully we can build off that. We do have some young players. Jung-Hoo Lee signs with San Francisco. Kyle Tucker signed with one of the New York teams. I don't know which one. And we're at the winter meetings. Okay, so still no word from Lowe or Jordan Aguilar yet. There's a draft lottery. The Giants with the #1 pick. Trading block. What do we got on the trading block? Jonathan India. Wouldn't mind picking up a Jonathan India and just sticking him in the outfield someplace or making him our DH. Goldie is on here. Baez. Josh Chisholm isn't all that good. Rosarena from Tampa, good defensively. What about pitchers? Jordan Montgomery, making $18 million. I'll pass. So let's try one more time. Because as that, I mean, yeah, 10, 15, 20 the next 3 seasons with team options at the end of that. So we could trade him in a salary dump, but to what end? If we move him in a salary dump, what's the end game of doing that? It would hurt our fan interest. I wanted to bump ticket prices. It would hurt our fan interest, which is already bad, and we need to be bringing people in, not sending people away. So let's look at popularity. Who's the most popular player out there? Jesus Luzardo. Making $3.8 million out of the bullpen. I mean, maybe. I'm okay with bringing in a Jesus Luzardo if they don't want much in return. Yeah, they want to. I mean, I would give you Balazovic if you retained the entirety of the contract. So let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no. Okay. I don't really need another pitcher, though. I mean, if I would like to bring in a popular player for the fan interest bump. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go. That's not where I wanted to go either. I wanted to go here. But I would rather bring in a batter that's popular. But is there a position of need? I mean, Castellanos, he's not really the same Nick Castellanos now that he's 32. And I'd love to bring in India, but, I mean, that contract is, I mean... So would that make sense? That might be the worst offer you've ever received. Okay, I mean, that's fair, I guess. Goldschmidt at first. Making $21 million. He's 38 years old. Arizona can't afford that contract, so they would need to retain like the majority of it, but I don't think they can. Yeah, they want Garibay and Lawler. Okay, well, that's not going to happen either. Javi Baez making $24 million. It needs to be somebody who's not making a crap ton of money. That's kind of the issue. Rosarena, bringing him in as a backup outfielder maybe wouldn't be a terrible idea. Jace Peterson making a ton of money. Reese Hoskins making a ton of money. Lamonte Wade. I mean, can we trade Wade? He's just popular. What about Brett Phillips? He's making $8 million. He's elite defensively. Let's talk to them about... Okay. Well, that's disappointing. These guys all make too much money, unfortunately. I mean, Tyler Stevenson doesn't make a ton. Can we bring him in to be our starting catcher? I want Balazovic or Rocker in return. Okay. Well, that's something I can get behind. Oops. Man, it's not really going to do anything from a fan interest perspective. All right, let's just sim ahead. We'll try to spend some of our remaining free agent money on popular players, and bring in, maybe a back of the bullpen guy or something, or maybe we bring in a backup catcher, and that allows us to store Cuero in AAA for another short amount of time. Okay. Any answers from either of these guys yet? Still nothing. Still nothing, huh? Okay. Still nothing. I want to save the money we have in free agency in case we have to offer Lowe or the pitcher whose name eludes me. We should look at scouting now. We should be far enough into this that we should have relatively accurate scouting on him. Let's request scouting report again. So if you can get to 45, 50, I mean, that's still not bad for a 26-year-old ground ball pitcher. He could still be pretty successful for us. So I'm still okay with 3 years at $2.5 million a year for that type of pitcher. 4 days till the Rule 5. Hopefully we can find some talent there like we did last year. Rule 5 is always a great place for a team like us who don't have a ton. Still no answer from either Aguilar or Jordan Lowe. Interesting. Okay. All right, well, let's go here and let's look at our Rule 5 eligible players and make sure we have everybody on the 40-man that we want. So Blanco's got to go on the 40-man. Blanco has to go on the 40-man. And I don't care about anybody else. All right, let's look at the Rule 5 drafts. We're picking 22nd this year. Let's go ahead to our pick and see what sorts of fun stuff is available. Jost Nixon Garcia. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Third baseman, number 90, he came from our team. He's now the number 94 prospect in baseball. Carter Jensen, good hitting, bad fielding catcher. Jackson Miller, same deal, but he's the number 72 prospect in the game. Tyler Hardman. Yeah. Nothing that really stands out this year. So it's a little disappointing. Was hoping to add a piece. Drew Compton, Juan Corniel. Bubba Chandler's a pitcher. And Compton's not terrible. Meh. Angel Del Rosario out of the Rockies organization. He's got some pop in his bat. And pop is one thing we are certainly missing is some power in not just in the outfield, but just in general. Yeah, there's not much here. You know, and this may be the kind of season where, you know, we just sort of let our young kids play and see if they can develop alongside the quote-unquote veterans. Not that we have a ton of veterans on our team, but, yeah, not a lot from an offensive perspective. What about pitching? No, number 84 prospect in baseball, but he just looks average. Not even average. He's really kind of below average. Yeah, no pitchers. Yeah, nobody here that really... I mean, Tyler Hardman, but he's 26. So, I mean, is he really going to develop any further than he already has? I don't think so. All right. No. Nothing happening in the Rule 5. Can't see anybody that we would have liked to have had. Keith looks okay. Barrera, no. Halpin looks okay. Yeah, nobody really there. All right, let's keep going and see if either of these guys sign anytime soon. Lowe would be a nice power bat, for sure. And we pick up Brandon Lowe, so that is good. Fan reaction increases noticeably. Players appreciate the leadership, and we signed Aguilar. So we signed them both, so that is awesome. Lowe is on a short-term deal. It's 2 years. So even if he, ends up as a negative win type player, I don't know. I mean, if he can provide us power, that's all I really care about. So I will take it. And Aguilar, still waiting on scouting from him, but that's a reasonable contract. So we have $5 million. Revenue per game is up right now because season tickets are up. Hopefully, if we sign a popular player here with our remaining $5 million, we can get a bump and more people will come out, and that'll be good. So let's look at popularity. who is the most popular player out there. Didi Gregorius and Gio Urshela. Urshela wouldn't be a bad signing. He wants $23 million, though. What about Riz? He wants 7.5. I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, Gary Sanchez. I don't know why he's so popular. Charlie Blackmon's 39. Edmund wanted big money. He only wants $12 million. I mean, I only have 6. Jose Abreu wants 7.5. I could afford that. Hosmer wants 7. Kiermaier would have been a nice addition as a 5th outfielder. But he's just popular. Let's look at pitchers. See if we can sign a back of the bullpen guy. He wants 8. He wants 1.6. I think TJ Antone is the guy. Let's offer him 1.25. Actually, let's just offer him 1.5. Very popular. That works. And then let's go back to batters. We still have about $4 million. So maybe Kiermaier is that guy, and we bring him in as our 5th outfielder. Oh, no, because we have Lowe now, or Lau, whatever you want to call it. Is there a position offensively? Because we have Gomez and Cuero as our backup, as our catchers. Garibay, LaStella, Merrifield, Lau, House, Allen, Lawler, Ondina, Alec Thomas, Greer, Huckstorf, and Lowe. I don't think we need another bat. Pitching-wise, if we go to a 5-man rotation, Aguilar and Rodriguez are our 5 starters. I mean, maybe another starting pitcher wouldn't hurt. I mean, that could be Antone, though. So let's sim ahead and see what sort of answer we get from TJ Antone and see what that does to our fan interest. Still no message from Antone. Yep. Okay, so at least the negotiations are going well. So we'll see if anybody... We'll see what sort of money we have after we sign him. Hopefully that can give us a decent fan interest bump, which, you know, maybe may give us a little bit extra money here in the off season to play with. I mean, the moves we made are fringy, I guess you could say. I mean, Lowe could hit 25, 30 home runs. Aguilar could, you know, slot into that 5th starter role and put up a couple of WARs. So, they're fringy. They're not huge difference makers, but I don't think we're at a huge difference maker kind of position yet. I think we're still young enough that we want to just let our young players develop and kind of intermix, you know, some veterans and some other players until we can get that fan interest number up. I don't know what to do. I mean, we made the playoffs last year. Our fan interest is still below 60. All right, still nothing. All right, so guys, I'm going to sim ahead now. I've been going at this for 20 minutes with you guys just watching me sim ahead. So I'm going to sim ahead to the end of spring training. I'll go over any moves I made between now and then, and we will play opening day. So I'll be back once again. All right, guys. We're back right before opening day, and quite a bit has gone down over the last, I'd say, month and a half or whatever it is. So we'll start with the big news, as we did actually end up trading Alec Thomas. His ratings had dropped even further. You can see he's down to a 55 contact now, 60 potential. Fans didn't like it. Fan interest went from like 64 to 58 or something like that. But we had to get out of this contract, so we retained 25%. We also sent AJ Vukovic and a couple of other, not even prospects, but minor league fillers. CJ Culpepper, Zebulon Vermillion, which is one of the greatest names in all of sports, if you ask me, and AJ Vukovic, and we got Chai Kang Song, who's a 25-year-old outfielder out of the Taiwanese League this past season. Brewers signed him to a minor league contract, and they sent us $3 million, which covers Thomas's contract this season. So basically, we're going to be paying Alek Thomas $3 million this year and $4 million next season to play elsewhere. But that saves us $12 million next season and $16 million the year after that. Our scout, some really good news. Our scout found Edgar DeLucas. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Probably a third baseman, realistically, with the range and that arm, but just an elite infield prospect. In fact, let's make him a third baseman. I made the decision to keep Tamar Johnson in. Oh, wow, he sort of peaked. Okay, well, so offensively, he's not going to be as great as maybe we thought, but should still be pretty solid defensively at second base. We're going to let him start in AAA, and the reason we're going to let him start in AAA is because we did actually end up signing Tommy Edman, and we signed him to a reasonable contract, if I can find him. We signed him to a minor league contract with, we have to promote him within 30 days. Yeah, so $3.6 million to play second base for us. So he'll play second. Lawler will play short. And yeah, so, and we signed TJ Antone as well. So currently we sit with about $10 million this season, about $6.5 million for extensions next season. Market size is small. Fan loyalty is pathetic. Fan interest is 58. Hopefully winning will impact that a little bit. Revenue per game is up about 10%, but again, we're going to need to win in order for that to really happen. So we need to cut down. We are at 37 players. We need to cut down and set our roster. So let's look at pitching ratings. So we will send Calderon, Small, Santa Maria, all to AAA. We got to send 3 more pitchers down, huh? Okay. So Pacheco will be one of them. I don't know if we're going to be able to send him down. Oh, we can. Good. Okay. Pacheco. Kauskis. Can't. Anybody interested in him? And we may have to send down TJ Antone, which would, if he ends up refusing, that'll end up hurting the fan interest bump that we literally just got, but, it is what it is. Victor Robles, good defensively. Yeah, I don't care. I don't really need any of these players. Seth Beer, no. No, all right, we'll just DFA him. I don't care. He's eminently replaceable. So we got to send one more pitcher down. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for it to be Antone. Will he go down? He refuses to be demoted. Oh, crap. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that he's hurt, and we're going to put him on the 19-day DL right now just to make it work. All right, so Webb, Rocker, Taylor, Aguilar, Rodriguez will be our starting rotation. Let's see, our closer, Gratterall's ratings dropped a little bit. Doval will be our stopper. I think we make Freeman the closer this season. Batista, we will make a middle relief. Gratterall use more often. Bonin and Cousins. That's fine. Long relief, long relief, long relief. Yep, I'm good with that. So Freeman will be our closer. Doval will be our stopper. Gratterall, Bonin, and Cousins will be our middle relievers, along with Batista. Antone and Holloway will be our long relievers. So we have to get down to 26. We have to send 5 hitters down. So Yerzy, Blanco, Lewis, De Los Santos for sure. Oh, so I got a DFA Royce Lewis. That's fine. And we don't need Allen and Ondina. So for now, Ondina can go to the minors. And it's time to set our lineups. All right. The best batting eye is Guy Garibay. Is that who we want batting leadoff for us? I mean, 70 I, 65 to avoid K. I mean, it makes sense to have him batting leadoff. Our number 2 hitter will be Lawler. Our number 3 hitter will be Julio Lujan. Our number 4 hitter will be Brady House. Number 5 will be Brandon Lowe at designated hitter. Number 6, so we still need left field, center field, second base, and catcher. So Edman will be there and play second. Huckstorf will play left. Greer in center. Gomez at catcher. Generate the depth chart. Cuero every 3rd game. Nick Allen, no. Play like that. La Stella. No, he'll back up there. Garibay is not going to be my backup DH. La Stella will back up there. I'll get a couple of games in a week. Merrifield in center will get a couple of games a week. Let's copy that lineup, go over here to lefties, and paste. Do we want to make any changes? So Brandon Lowe against lefties. Yep, we're going to take him out, and we're going to put Merrifield in at DH. Garibay will still be our leadoff hitter against lefties. Yep, Merrifield will move down. Edman, is he better against lefties or righties? He's better against righties, but he's pretty even across the board. Huckstorf will move there, and that will be our lineup against lefties. So Garibay, Lawler, Lujan, House, Huckstorf, Edman, Merrifield, Greer, and Gomez. Nope, not every 3rd game, every 7th game. He's already playing left field every day he's playing designated hitter every day, so I don't need him backing up in left once every 3 games. All right, so let's go ahead and sim ahead to opening day. Chicago claim Royce Lewis. That was not unanticipated, but that's fine. So let's get to opening day. We'll see where OSA projects us to finish. We'll take a look at the waiver wire, and then we will get this season started. So yeah, I apologize that this video was a little chopped up, but had a lot going on today from a work perspective that I needed to deal with. All right, so they think we should reach the playoffs. Top 100 prospects. De Lucas is number 2. That's all we have right now, but we have the number 2 minor league prospect or minor league system in the game. Behind the Rays, we got DeLucas, who's 2nd. Araujo, who is down to 17th. Bat still looks pretty solid, though. Johnson, 26. Morales, 44. And Infante, 46. So these guys are all, Morales, Araujo, and DeLucas are all still in the international complex. So they could really turn into anything or nothing, really. Took the waiver wire. Pick up the other Lowe. Nate Lowe, Helio Ramos. Anybody here popular? Rowdy Tellez. We don't need him. What about pitchers? That says catchers. What about pitchers? Taylor Clark. He's making $6 million. Drew Strotman making 1.5. That feels like a pretty good pickup. Let's claim Drew Strotman. All right. Let's say we want to see preseason predictions. So preseason predictions have us in last place again, 74 and 88. With a decent pitching staff, I guess slightly below average pitching staff, and a bad offense. So hopefully that's not the case, but we will see, I guess. Lujan is still listed there, a 40 home run guy. That would be wonderful if he could hit 40 home runs this season. All right. And we have the Giants on opening day. Let's play opening day, shall we? So they got Jung-Hoo Lee. They picked him up in the offseason. Marco Luciano will bat second, play third. Ernesto Martinez bats third, plays first. Yairo Pomares bats fourth, is the DH. Ketel Marte bats fifth, plays second. Luis Matos bats sixth and left. Yaz out and right, batting seventh. Patrick Bailey bats eighth and does the catching. Brandon Crawford, the number 9 hitter, playing shortstop. Jordan Montgomery, 3-10 with a 3.44 a year ago. For us, it's Garibay, Lawler, Lujan, House, Huckstorf, Edman, Merrifield, Greer, and Gomez against Logan, Webb, 10-8, 3.70 a year ago. We won our first game with the A's in my last episode. That was the first game I had won playing it out, so hopefully we can have more of the same here. Lee with a base hit to right. So now we got Marco Luciano. Put the infield at double play depth. Popped up on the infield. Catch is made. Extreme pull Ernesto Martinez. So we will hard shift to the right. Fly ball to dead center field. Greer goes back on it and makes the catch. Now we got Pomares, who's a pull hitter as well, so we will shift to the right there. 0-1 pitch to him. Ground ball into right field for a hit, so 2 singles here in the first for the Giants. So they got 2 on, 2 outs, and I had to take my hoodie off again. I apologize. And that brings up Ketel Marte. 2 on, 2 outs, and he draws a walk, so the bases are loaded for Matos. 3-1 pitch, and we're losing 4-0. Okay, hard shift right. That's fine. That is fine. Base on balls, Patrick Bailey. Hey, we get out of the inning. So we only give up 4. Garibay leads off, lefty on lefty. And does that have enough to get out? It does. All right, so we are down 4-1. First batter of the game for us, homers. Jordan Lawler now. Grounder on the infield. Infield single. Lujan now. Rounds into, and okay, good. Can stay in the game. So Brady House comes up with Lujan at first and strikes out. Huckstorf comes up, and he's picked off first. Sure. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to left. 1 out. Lee. Jung-Hoo Lee, 2-for-2 in his major league career. Single and a double. Luciano now. Pops it up to the outfield, 2 away. Lee, is safe at third, and Ernesto Martinez comes up with 2 outs and a runner at third. And we get out of that without giving up a run. So we got Huckstorf, Edman, and Merrifield here in the second. Huckstorf's hit by a pitch. Tommy Edman strikes out with Merrifield. Grounds it to second. fielder's choice. Kyle Greer rounds it on the infield. So we have 2 on, 2 outs for the number 9 man, Antonio Gomez. He strikes out. Pomares is a pull hitter. Shift right. Webb grounds into the shift. 1 out. Excuse me. Ketel Marte. 2-2 pitch to him. Going to be a single to left. And Matos, who homered his last time up. Grounder to third. 2 away. And Yastrzemski. 1-1 to Yaz. Fly ball to right. And Webb gets out of that inning. Back to the top of the order in Garibay. 1 out. Jordan Lawler. 2 outs. And Lujan. All right, well, we're within 2, so solo home runs from Garibay and Lujan got us within 2 at 4-2 now. Brady House flies out to left. We got to start to get somebody up because Webb is already starting to tire, which is not ideal, but we'll get Cousins up. Patrick Bailey is a normal. First strikeout of the game for Webb. Pitch to Crawford, hit out to center. Greer's going to make that catch 2 away. And Jung-Hoo Lee grounds it to third. He's 3 for 3 now. Luciano. And that's probably going to give that run back that we just got last inning. See if he scores. He does. And I think that's going to do it for Mr. Webb as he gives up 5 runs in 3 2/3 innings. See if we can get out of this, keeping it a 3-score game. Ground ball into the shift. Yep, so we're down 5-2 going to the bottom of the 4th. Huckstorf, Edman, Merrifield. Huckstorf flies out to left. Tommy Edman with a 1-out base hit. Whip Merrifield with a 1-out base hit. Edmund will stop at second, so 2 on, 1 out for Greer, who hits a bullet down the left field line. That's going to score at least 1 to get us within 3. Yep, so runners on second and third. The tying run at second base. And Antonio Gomez steps up, draws a walk, and the bases are loaded for Guy Garibay. And he strikes out. Bases are loaded for Jordan Lawler. Infield hit. Yep. So we're within a run. Bases loaded and Julio Lujan stepping up. I just missed it. Fly ball out to right. So we pick up 2. We are within a run. It's 5-4. Pomares. Fly ball to center. Greer 1 out. Marte. Ground ball to second. 2 away. And Matos. Ground ball to first. So Cousins goes an inning and a third of shutout baseball. We will get Camilo Doval up. And we got 4, 5, 6. House, Huckstorf, Edman. Brady House, ground ball to short. 1 out. Huckstorf. 2 away. And Edman. Single to left. Merrifield single to center. Over to third goes Edman. So a clutch 2-out hit here for Greer would be awesome. Nope, pops it up on the infield. So we've had our chances the last couple of innings, just not able to get it done. So let's see how Cousins does against Yastrzemski. Ground into the shift, 1 out. Patrick Bailey. All right. So maybe I left Cousins out there 1 batter too long, but he was pitching well, so I wanted to give him the opportunity to to continue. So we'll bring in Doval here with 1 out and a runner at second. It's going to be Brandon Crawford. 3-2 to Crawford, strike 3. And Jung-Hoo Lee. Can we get him out? We finally get Jung-Hoo Lee out. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, down by a run. We got Gomez, Garibay, Lawler. Gomez strikes out. Garibay grounds out to first. And Jordan Lawler now. Single to left. Lujan now. Fly ball to center. What just happened? Yeah, we're going to try to score him. And he didn't score. All right, well, apparently he was thrown out at the plate. But you got to send him there, right? You got to send him there. So Doval to Luciano. Leadoff single. Martinez walks, so 2 on, nobody out for Pomares. Strikeout, Ketel Marte. Single to left. Bases are loaded for Matos again. Ground ball to short, and we're able to turn it over. All right. We loaded the bases with 1 out, and we were able to get out of it. So now we will go to Batista. No, we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go to Batista. We have 4, 5, 6. Brady House, payoff pitch. Strike 3. Huckstorf is able to tie it. Kyle Huckstorf. We've hit 3 solo home runs in this game. We got down 4-0 in the first, but we claw back to tie it. Tommy Edman has reached base twice, make it 3 times. Whit Merrifield now. Hit and run. And get down. So 2 on, and so Edman's going to go over to third. So the lead run is at third with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, and Kyle Greer is up. All right. So we got a pinch hit here for the catcher. We'll go with Brandon Lowe. Hopefully Brandon can come through here with 2 on and 2 outs. Nope, he strikes out. Man, we had the tying with the lead run at third base. So Jefferson Cuero will come in at catcher. Edison Batista will come in to pitch against Yastrzemski. Hard shift to the right. 0-2 to Yaz. Strike 3. Patrick Bailey. Strike 3. Ball gets away. Able to throw him out. And Crawford. Stay in the park. Stay in the park. Ah! Home run for Brandon Crawford. All right, so we're down by a run again. Got the top of the order up. Garibay with a bloop single to left. The leadoff man on. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Jordan Lawler now. Strikes out. Lujan. That's going to get down for a hit as well. Garibay makes the turn. He will go to third. So the tying run at third base with 1 out. Brady House. Diving catch out to left. And the runner is thrown out at home. So he makes a diving catch and still has enough time to throw the man out at home plate. Sure. Okay. Luciano. Strikeout. Martinez. Hard shift to the right. And get down for a 1-out single. And we're going to bring in Gratterall here. Visit the mound. See if we can get a double play here against Pomares. Strike 3. And Ketel Marte. Hit by a pitch. Bases are first and second now for Matos. Matos flies out. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 9th. We got Huckstorf leading off. He homered his last time up. Going to be facing their closer. Grounds out to short. Edman. another hit. So Tommy Edmonds reached base 4 times in his Diamondbacks debut. Whit Merrifield, he walks. Kyle Greer strikes out. And I got to let Cuero hit because I don't have another catcher. The wild pitch is going to send both runners into scoring position. So Jefferson Cuero, an opportunity to be the hero in his big league debut. Full count pitch. And we lose. So we get 17 hits. And we leave a crap ton of players on base. Brady House had a tough game. 3 hits for Edmund, 3 hits for Merrifield, 3 hits for Lujan, 3 hits for Lawler. We had 3 home runs, had 17 hits. We had 4 players with 3 hits, and we lose the game. We had 2 players thrown out at the plate, both on plays that I feel like were the right play to make. We just couldn't get it done. So, all right, well, that is that, guys. So next episode, it'll be May 1st. And it will be Sunday night. So I hope you're able to join me for the live stream on Sunday. Have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.